Now we got a government more dangerous to our liberties and freedoms than the enemy it claims to be protecting us from. Government big enough to give you everything you want is also strong enough to take away everything you got. But the problem is truth is treason in an empire of lies, so.
I have a 3-month-old baby right now. He's the cutest little thing ever. And as a father, I can't engage. I can't go down and teach him how to go swimming, even though we live on the beach. At least I can be with him, whereas with my daughter, Liberty, I was taken away from her, and it was a horrible thing. How do you explain it to a 6-year-old little girl? How do you explain that your daddy helped a whole lot of people get free, and in retaliation, he was attacked? She's only ever known me on house arrest. That's it. She was so sad last time I saw her, and I'm like, honey, you cannot be mad at your mother for any of this. You can't be mad at me for any of this. The people that you need to hold that anger for, if you need to hold anger, are the people responsible for destroying our family. I've already forgiven them because that's the best way to ground and release. You don't want to hold hate, because hate is poison that you drink thinking it's going to harm the other person.
It's amazing we're still, not we, but the government is still putting these Bitcoin pioneers in jail. This one is on my, it's fascinating mini doc. I think it's about 30 minutes long. I have it on my Twitter page. I reposted it if you want to see the full thing. I just kept some clips here to talk about what the hell's going on here. You know, with the samurai guys go away tomorrow. I still think it'll be 11th hour pardon. It's just, it would be such a black eye on the Bitcoin president that it just couldn't happen. But you know, you can never underestimate the stupidity of politicians, right?
Bitcoin was created to be open source, decentralized. The government steps in to regulate it. Doesn't that defeat the purpose? Joining me now is Roger Ver, CEO of Bitcoin Store.
As an old saying goes, the pioneers take the arrows and the settlers take the goods. I think because Joby was first, he was punished for it. He was an easy fall guy to make an example of and scare the living daylights out of anyone who wanted to tread this ground. So of course he was targeted.
The problem is, if you break free from the Matrix, you're not that much of a threat. They'll probably just let you slide. But the second you start freeing millions and millions of slaves, they don't like that. The wealthy ones, the ones that aren't greedy, the ones that actually are using their wealth for good to finance all these great disruptive technologies that free humanity, those are the people that they target. I could have bought 100 Rolls Royces. I didn't need any of that crap. I funded really cool technology that frees humanity.
And for that, if you don't know the backstory, he's been on house arrest for 6 years. He has a little bracelet. You can't really see it, but he's been on house arrest in his apartment for 6 years. He holds the world record for the longest person in house arrest. It's so crazy. I like, to a certain degree, maybe they've just forgotten about him. You know, like I was like, what, Joby who? And they just forgot about him, right? And all this stuff. He's like, oh shit, we forgot to take that ankle bracelet off the poor guy. And so like, they're also torturing him, like with the ankle bracelet, like it'll go off and buzz every hour, keeping him up all night, and his wife and his kids up all night. It's really unbelievable. So we'll likely see this grow in the next few weeks too, when these pioneers, like the sad part about this guy is his positivity is just so contagious that it's like to see him go keep up his positivity in this incredible strife. Like, can you imagine being locked in your apartment for 6 years? He can't go downstairs. He can't go to the beach. He can't do anything. He can't like go to birthday parties. He can't go to funerals, nothing like that. He's locked in his apartment for 6 years. And TLDR, there's been 12 prosecutors that have abandoned the case, because prosecutors won't do they're all about their win ratio, right? So they only go to court when they know they can get a win or a plea. They'll never go to court and lose. And so he's had 12. A good old baker's dozen. Sugar Show, what was the crime he committed? Like a Ponzi scheme. They said he ripped off 1 million people and it was running a Ponzi scheme, but he was just he basically made 1 million people rich. And the only reason people were hurt is because the government seized the whole operation and assets. So everyone that was, into the club, it was called Bit Club or something like that. They lost their money because the government seized it all. So the government still has it. So all they would have to do is take the ankle bracelet off, and he'd be right back in business, mining, and everyone would be made whole. But that's just not how these things work, you see.
That they make early investments to secure their financial future.
So my attorneys come to me and they tell me, so you got 2 choices. 5 years in jail and innocent, or 1 year in jail and guilty.
So they held him for 10 months and then essentially put him in a room with a bright light in his face and said, hey, so you'd like to go free, right? I think your daughter was born, a couple of weeks ago. Would you like to go see your daughter?
So if I say 2 + 2 is 4, I stay in jail for 5 years. But if I admit 2 + 2 is 5, I go home tomorrow. And he says, listen, you can always reverse your plea agreement. As long as you reverse it before sentencing, you're good. So I'm like, great, 2 + 2 is 5. Sign the piece of paper, they let me go.
Seems like an obvious choice to me. I think anyone would decide to put the ankle bracelet on and go see their newborn, wouldn't you?
Liberty, 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 liberty. You know your song.
He really loves his kids, which was one of the main reasons from what I could tell that he took this deal so quickly. He wanted to see his children.
So then I have to send in all this paperwork saying I'm reversing the autograph on the plea statement so that I can actually get my trial. And it's been 6 years. And I had this ankle bracelet on, waiting and waiting and waiting. And the government keeps pushing it out and pushing it out. We've gone through 12 prosecutors now. The prosecutors have put on the docket that they cannot take this to trial. They don't have victims to testify. I mean, I read the pretrial sentence report, and it said, accordingly, whether defendant's conduct caused harm to any victim is irrelevant.
It's amazing he can still laugh at all of this because it's so crazy. I remember first seeing this guy on a video. There's a channel called We Are Change. What the hell's his name? It's got like a Polish name. He's been doing like this kind of Corbett report type of exposing the New World Order, everything under the sun, and he had him on about a year ago. I had it in one of my videos. Remember when I tried to do the 24-hour Bitcoin news type thing? It was sandwiched in there. That was the first time I saw him. So it was interesting to see the guy who made this. Mickey Willis. He's done a lot of he did the pandemic documentaries. I think a couple or whatever. I kind of been watching him for feels like 20 years now. He's been kind of making these rogue documentaries. So it's interesting to see. Let's see how this ends here. I'll give the last minute maybe.
His close friends, his close business associates, his closest family members, including his parents, cousins. Doesn't make any sense. Meanwhile, they all made robust returns.
We're in America, we have a responsibility. There's people all over, 40,000 people a day die of starvation. It takes money to fix that. Sick and poor people can't help as many sick and poor people as rich and healthy people can. You have a responsibility. You live in this country. You can leverage yourself. You can use technology. Get yourself rich so you can bless other people. And I'm telling you, if you need money, you give it first.
It's weird because it tiptoes through my dark frequency theory, how the world is basically governed by dark frequencies, and these frequencies of light and hope and love, so to speak, are always quickly extinguished. You know, like the gall of him to think give money first, money comes later. And if people were, it's like the depiction of free market capitalism, right? You know, one person makes a ton of money, and then the effect it has on the community is huge. Well, they don't like that. They don't like that. They would rather mine their wealth off the back of the tax slaves and the tax farm, right? They don't want any of those slaves escaping, and if they do, just like they did back in slavery that went on since the dawn of man, they will make a horrible example of the freed slave so that all the other slaves stay in line. Good morning. Good morning. What a happy day. Getting rejected from the 20 moving average we see here. We're still in this. We'll extend this out here. This should actually, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to make it an actual nice, where's the parallel channel? Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. It's a little better that way. Yeah, that's not Bob Ross. It's a little better with a happy little parallel channel. We don't want those crooked lines on the channel just messing up the canvas. Here we are. This, of course, plays out to 81.5 if she breaks. We almost broke out yesterday. This 20 moving average, you know, this is what we do on the 4-hour chart. We just go in and out of the 20 moving average to oblivion, right? That's why you can't really pay that much attention to it. We do have the massive Trump press conference. Now, is that at 5 o'clock or at 9 o'clock? I can never tell. And then is it at Central Mountain Time or is it on the East Coast? I'm not sure. But, you know, in the history from I would say the past 3 years of FOMC meetings and Trump press conferences, they've all been nothing burgers, like nauseatingly so. And I've sat through most of them, which is even, you know, that's my entertainment when I'm not, you know, running keggers. It's the entertainment I watch is FOMC meetings and Trump press conferences, and they've all been nothing burgers. Jimmy Coco, there's the link, yes, to the Joby Weeks documentary. Check it out. Carl Elder, good to see ya, buddy. He must be back on his other schedule. Thank you for the 5 pianomattyb. Member shy. Ooh, the member shy. Yeah. Thank you very much, Carl Elder. Good to see you, buddy. Let's take out the daily. Yeah, we all know what's happening. Nothing, right? Look at this. This is what a range here. We're coming down off the back of it, right? But we're still under the 20 moving average. But more importantly, we're under the 200. Like that's we got to be here. We got to be at like 108 to really have a actual conversation about where price action is and should be. We're under the 200 moving average. You know, like let's make this way smaller here. You might say we are only ever really bullish over the 200. So back when we were at 88, last time we were at 88, that's when we broke above, and we basically stayed there till we broke down on November 3rd. So we spent April to November, April, May, June, July, August, November, half a year over the 200. But then more importantly, maybe the more bullish year, 2024. Let's see. Let's check out 2024 as far as the bulls go. Where's Jan 1? Okay, so we went to 2024. Well, we could go all the way back. I guess that's not really fair. But yeah, well, I guess we're comparing apples to oranges. 2024, 2025. So there's 2000. Listen, we started 2024 around 41K. Now, let's go 41K to January 1st. We kind of went to, it was 167% run for 2024. I'll take it. Remember those days? 167%. That's pretty darn good. Now let's see what 2025 from Jan 1. So let's just say 2025's. Well, we can't even do that. No. We'll see the upside. We all know the downside. So we'll go Jan 1. We're at 92K. Then we went up to a 126, 37%. I was having this thought experiment while I was driving home from the squash club. I was gonna make a video, but then I was like, my ego got the best of me, because when I make those videos from the squash club, I'm out of the steam, and like I'm red faced and blotchy, and if you've ever been in a sauna, it's like, imagine making a video right after the sauna. You don't look your best, right? It was wearing on me. I'm like, is that what I really look like? Really? Is that what I really look like in real life? Anyway, I'll get over it. 37% upside on 2025 compared to 167 2024. So I was wondering if we had the 4-year cycle wrong as far as when it starts. Like, why do we start at the bottom? Wouldn't it make sense if we adjusted it to start in year 3, so to speak? So year 3, arguably, well, in this case of this bull run, the more bullish year, that's year 1. The year 2 is the post-halving year. The year 3 is, entering into the crypto winter. And year 4, like the end of the cycle, is just the crypto winter. And then we enter year 1 again, and that's when we take off. Just adjust it 2 years. As it stands now, we enter in the falling of price, which we are in, and then year 2 is the crypto winter, right? And then year 3 is year 3 and 4. I think 1 and 2 should be up. Start the cycle off strong, so to speak. So 2024. What did I do here? See if I can go undo. Maybe. Start the cycle off strong. It's almost reframing it in a positive way, right? We know the back end's weak, so let's start off so we can all go, okay, hey, it's year 1 of the market. Let's get in. Right? Instead of it's year 3, pre-halving post, and let's gear up for post 4, the post-halving year, even though it arguably did worse in the, you know what I'm saying here. Let's see if there's anything interesting on the daily chart here. I doubt it, but okay. 20 moving average, 90K, 50 moving average, and resistance of our channel of ascension, 94.7. We have that there. We already are keeping our peepers on there, and there's our bull market rejection zone. So we're underneath here. How far are we away from, what would we have to see to hit the bull market rejection zone? 12%. So we're 12% away. Cycle patterns, qu'est-ce que c'est? Bear, 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 bear. Run, 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 run away. Yeah, maybe that's the next cover I do. The way I see us getting to the bull market rejection zone is the December 26 options expiry. I think that we can run up to 95. This 94.7, yeah, close enough, right? This is where people lose the premiums on the 95 close. And then we get a little more oompah, a little more bullish pep in our step. We're back, baby. We're back. 4-hour daily maybe gets over 100K even. But ultimately on that Sunday, when we're about to close that weekly candle, closes under 98.3. I don't want that to happen. And even if it did happen, it's not like I make the rules here numerically. You may think of the accurate TA that maybe I have a inside take on things. I don't. I care not for bulls nor bears. So whether it goes up or down, I don't really give a shit. So I don't have a bias. I'm not in a trade that desperately needs it to go to 98.3 or else I lose my house. That's not the way it works. So even if it did happen, it would confirm a bunch of stuff for me. But at the same time, you got to take everything with a grain of salt, because to a certain degree, people that say that the 4-year cycle is over and we're in a super cycle, they're kind of right, because we have been in a super cycle since, year one. The only time there won't be a super cycle, and now some people may not like what I'm about to say here. This is, let's get a clearer one here. This is the monthly chart. This is the monthly chart. So you could say, let's get one of these cute little parallel channels. Right about there. Yeah. About to break out of it. Now, one might say the only time we are not in a super cycle is if we break out of here at 82K, go into the crypto winter, let's just say. And we never reach an all-time high due to Kagers, right? If you haven't seen the Kager video, go watch the Kager video. It'll explain to you some dark math that is not the best. So you can see how this line here, let's just do a little normal trend line. This would be around 63K. We would look for a bounce. At this point, everyone would be saying, we're going to bounce off 63K, right? But that's not how the market works. It's not the way the market works. The market likes everyone to think one thing, and then it does the other. So what it would do here is, instead of bounce, it would crash through, right? And we'd throw some mayhem wicks down to maybe 50, right? It would all happen. Like I said on Drew's channel yesterday, there's going to be certain times in this market where you could literally go on vacation, the world could end, the price could wick down to 40K, and then when you get back to Wi-Fi, you're like, oh, where's the price? Oh, that's still at 70K, right? But meanwhile, you missed all that mayhem. Now, if you live through it, like most of us do, that's why you get more resilient to the, I guess they would call it pain. The pain of the price not doing what we want to do. You get more resilient to it because you understand that it's really, there's nothing personal in it. There's no attack on you or your investing prowess. It's just the way the market works. Now, if we were to put, so we're at 88 here. Now, if we were to, based on that Kager video, have an 8% Kager, which I would say if the Kager goes to 8%, it's over. But if we do have an 8% Kager, we will not get back up to 126 from here, right? Now, in that video, I go all-time high to all-time high. So 8% Kager from 126 would be around 170, 175, right? That's 2029. That's 4 years from now, That would be 100K from here. Hey, it's 100K from here. But it's all about the Kager, right? And now what we would call smart money is all about the Kager, right? So that's what they really look at. They're not, when they're in the boardroom, they're like, well, what's a compound annual growth rate? They'll say 8%. Well, yeah, we're out. They're not going to invest in an 8% Kager. They just won't. Once upon a time, that would have been like a robust return, right? Now it's half of inflation and currency debasement, right? So what that would look like, an 8% Kager from here, is this. Weird chords on there, I gotta think. What it would look like is this from here. let's say we just go down a bit still, we would come up. This is 2029, mind you, right? So let's, hold on. 2029, where is it? It's way over here. So this is what that would look like. Yeah, I want brush, buddy. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Crypto market, it's just crypto cycle, 4-year cycle. And then start coming up here. And then 2029, November, we, don't get up there. And at that point, if this happens, right, based on Kagers, that would be the exit point of the majority of the institutional adoption, everything, because it's all Kager. It's all Kager, right? So we have to keep an eye on that. I think if there's a couple metrics that you should always be wondering about is Kager, and I'll probably continue making some Kager videos just to, what the Kager is, right? What was 2025? What 2026? Right. So now the 4-year Kager is an average of them all. So you gotta take that in consideration, because people there were some comments. It's like the Kager was like, 38%. Yeah, maybe 2023 or 4, with 167% upside. Yeah, it's a different Kager. But when you average out the 4-year Kager, that's what we're talking about here. So an average of the 4-year Kager at 8% wouldn't get us above from here, right? Wouldn't get us above the 2025 all-time high. Now, are we going to see an all-time high in 2025? I don't think so, because we really only have about 5 days left, right? Because the back end of December is no one's around, right? Everyone's on holidays. There's half days in the market, et cetera. So there's not much happening with the price action. So if it doesn't hit it, like maybe today, with Trump's message, I know, but this is like the video I made yesterday about, are you a Bitcoin holder or a Bitcoin cuck holder, right? Are we just waiting for the TardFi legacy retards to pump our bags? Is that what we've become? Is that what they've turned us into? Bitcoin cuck holders? I hope not. But it seems like that. We're just, when the sentiment gets down, we're all just like, oh, come on, somebody say something good for daddy here, right? And then, it's always a nothing burger. But that's what, maybe it's the winter. Maybe the crypto winter will regain our character again. To a certain degree, if you could sum up 2025's bull run, not the 2024, because 2024 we still had all our badges on, right? In 2025 we kind of took our badges off and became something else. I'm not sure what it was, but we almost lost sight of who we are and who we were and who we want to become. Something happened. It was letting the cool kids in, right? Letting the big money in. It affected us, just like it does everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world, these people, the small concentric circle of power and money, influence markets and narratives through their capital, right? So we were, you might say, influenced by the big money's capital injection into our market, right? And so we were like, oh, let's see what's going to happen here. Let's hands off, right? And so we almost became like the reciprocal of what, we all got in here for. Now, it might need some pain to remind us of who we are, and to galvanize us together, because that's what happens during pain. When we all suffer through something, we galvanize as a community. That's why this community is the best community of all.
Make sure you like and subscribe and share this